Չափումը ծավալը թե ինչքան Ստարտափ Սամմիթի մենք տուրիզմի ստանդարտով ենք այստեղ ու այս մի փոքր ապես դերներն Կարելի է մակերոս բոլորը լավ
Журналист ste startup.
Журналист.
Դամարի համար։ Այսինքն մաքուր ակուրատի բոլորը ներկայացնում են։ Այս կողմ գնանք, իրենք փոխեն վրանային աղանների հետ ծեսանալը։
Այսինքն իրար ցույց են տալիս գաղափարները, բան, դառնամերքի իրավար առանձին։
Քանի որ մրցույթ կա, որոշակի մրցակցություն կա, բայց նաև աջակցության շատ մեծ միջոցներ կա։ Հենց գաղափարը ասենց մազորանալու է նրա համար, որ մենք ֆինանսերը ես շատ աշխատում ու ամեն երեկո այսքան այդ օրվա սինգլս ստերից այս մասը կապակցություն եւ իրերի տարածքում այստեղից սկսվում է ստարտափերների ամեն ստարտափը ունի այս մի քիչ արագ գնացեք էլի
Բայց կանգնեց ինձ
ممنونم This one's great. Yes, that's the hiccup.
Where are you from? Jordan? Georgia? Georgia? Yeah.
New York.
From New York?
Yes.
You?
Peace Corps volunteer. Live in Tallinn.
Yeah, excellent. How many of you are here?
Here, currently 76.
Of you?
Volunteers.
Volunteers?
Yes,
All
sir.
from New York?
No, different parts in the United States.
So the United States is empty now, huh?
Yes, unfortunately.
Do you have something like this in US?
Nowhere close.
So come and learn from us.
Thank you.
برنامه بسیار بود جذاب و فوق‌العاده‌ای رو شاهد شدیم در
Çok Սպիտակ ավազա։ Մենք զիտ բապ չենք գալիս առաջ, չենք գտեք, հա?
Ճանապարհ։ Զգուշ։
Thank you. Thank you.
Նախարարի չեկալ, գործունեին, հետո ամենավ չի է խոսել։ Ամբողջ ժողովուրդը, ամբողջ Սեւանի միկրոֆոնը Where are you from? You like it? Of course. Come again.
Testing. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise, and although it doesn't seem like a surprise anymore, I know, but we're privileged to have a very honorable guest. Mr. President Armen Sarkisian is with us today, so he kindly agreed to make a small talk and take some of your questions. There's so many of I don't think I've seen so many people around this fireplace to date. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to give the floor to Mr. President Armen Sarkisian. Please.
Բարի երեկո. Well, I realized from this answer that basically the majority doesn't speak Armenian. Is that right? It does. So, what's the percentage today? 50-50? I was told it's 60-40. Maybe. That's the official one. Yeah, maybe. Okay. So I'm going to speak English. Although I can say a couple of words in Farsi. I saw a couple of friends from Iran. And then just a couple of words also in Georgian. But I think the English probably is the best to do. Well, thank you very much for, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me here. It's a great privilege to be here, great honor, I would say, because I am here to meet the next generation of leaders of the 21st century. And who knows, maybe some of you will be not only presidents of big companies, as big as Apple, or even bigger, or some of you will become presidents as well. When I was your age, you know, presidents are not born presidents, or they are not born 65. They are sometimes born babies, they grow up, they go to school. Sometimes they go to school, they go to university. And there's always act of God, because my life started as someone that loved many things, but among many things also mathematics and physics. So my first profession was mathematics and theoretical physics. And one of my hobbies was those days, I'm speaking about 1970s, 1980s, hello, familiar faces, to program computer games. So I somehow a little bit do understand you, because there was always a dream to do something big and to achieve something. But those days, I'm speaking of 1970s, the best computers. In fact, I can be proudly saying that I had the first PC in Armenia that I bought from Cambridge University when I was teaching, and I bought the first IBM PC XT. Do you know what has anybody seen that?
I haven't, but I know what an IBM meant in 1970s.
Well, IBM PC XT with the monochrome Hercules monitor was a fantastic computer, the most powerful one in the world, and it had a hard drive, 20 megabytes, and floppy disks. And Hercules was a monochrome monitor, but the best graphics that you could do something on it, because among doing serious science, I was also doing some for fun with a couple of friends, computer games. So I'm here because I want to meet you. Because I have a dream for Armenia, and I have a dream for the next generation of people like you guys. Because I have a dream for Armenia that one day this country will become a country where we will not think at all about natural resources, and the only natural resource that we will use will be our brains as a natural resource. This is a beautiful country, a small one, very fragile, and we should focus on what is the 21st century. And I have a dream for my country that in order to be there, we have to run fast. Fast in a way that we have to be one of those who will be in the avant-garde, one of those that will be ahead of everybody. Why can we do that? I think we can. And the way forward probably is one of the ways forward is this camp. We were driving, and there was the main street, asphalt, you can drive fast, looks nice, shops left, shops right. Then we entered this area. No asphalt, nothing. Beautiful, natural, but the place for a dream. So I'm here to tell you guys, you have to dream, and you have to dream big. Because if you dream big, then have a plan, and then work hard, you will achieve that. I mean it. And you always have to think that you can dream, you can have a plan, but also think about something important, that you cannot plan everything in your life, because there is always act of God. And it doesn't matter which sort of a God do you believe. Are you Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist? Doesn't matter. And if your God is not a man that is running you, and the God is the beauty of this universe, it's its absolute beauty. I came to God through theoretical physics and theory of relativity. When you realize and you understand the beauty of this cosmos, all of us, including Stepan Zorian, are built of only 12 particles, 9 quarks and 3 leptons. Look at him. Can you imagine only 12 particles? A guy that is the vice president of Synopsys, the senior one, and has founded the company in Armenia. So there's always act of God, otherwise it will be boring. Imagine, the country that I was born, Soviet Union, was a great empire. There were a lot of things wrong there, but there were some things which were right. I mean, you could get a very good academic education in mathematics, physics, and so on. But everything was sort of a planned. If you were a scientist, you knew that at the end of the day, you were starting a life. You had to have a degree, a PhD, or a second doctorate, then you become professor, then you become an associate member of the Academy of Sciences, then the academician, member of the Academy of Sciences. You get a Dacia and a Volga car, then you die. Boring. Defined, the most stable thing in the universe at the end of the day is chaos. Go back to your physics. Go back and discover what is entropy. So being predicted, being planned, having a life when everything is designed and defined for you is not for a young generation. That's why I'm saying, dream big, break rules, not traffic rules, not rules of being a citizen, but break the rules of knowledge. Break the rules of believing something which nobody else believes, or seeing something that others have not seen. be free. Well, I was a theoretical physicist, and for a theoretical physicist, there is a gentleman who is God. His name is Albert Einstein. And if you look at his work, especially at the special theory of relativity, how on earth this gentleman creates something that has changed our understanding of universe and the world. If you look at it, everything was there in the special relativity. Mathematics was there, done by Minkowski. Lorentz has done the experiment. Everything was there, except there was one man and only one man that saw that you can achieve a completely different conclusion and a result if you change the places of the cos and constants. Okay? So, be free, be creative, don't be afraid of anything. And you always remember, you can plan, go ahead, believe in yourself, and one day you'll get what you want. Because life is beautiful, unexpected. Sometimes I say that in my life, I had already 3 lives, maybe this one is the 4th one. I was a scientist, then a diplomat, politician, then a free man, working with big companies that you know, worldwide companies. So I was in business, now I'm president. So this is the 4th one. I hope that you can have as many lives as you deserve and as many lives that you love to have. But the most important thing, enjoy every day of your life. Remember, you can calculate how many days is a life of 100 years. So every day is a new day. Every day, every morning starts as a new day that you cannot predict what can happen, but you have to enjoy every day that is given to you. And use every day as a day that you can create something good. Maybe in science, maybe in software production, maybe something good to your neighbor or your friend or the one that you love. So enjoy every day. Live a creative life. Because you are a generation that is going to lead the world, the countries that you come from, especially those who are Armenians, you are going to lead our country to the 21st century end. And when towards the end of this 21st century, you reach my age, with all of these experiences, I want you to remember that there was a guy who was 65 years old with 4 lives that he lived, and he believed that you can make it. You can make this country beautiful. You can make this country successful. You can make it that this country will have a phase transition. So it will not go from one year to the next year, from 2018 to 2019, then 2020, but you can jump. In physics, it's called phase transition. You jump another 20, 30 years. You cannot jump if you are focusing on mining, only on tourism, or only food production. That is fantastic. That's very important for the country. But I believe that this country will be in the 21st century if we jump for 20, 30 years with ideas, applications, startups. As a president, I'll be very happy to support all of you, and I mean it. And you will hear a very small announcement that I'll make at the closing ceremony. So, I think I have to stop here. I wish all of you success, and I think all of you can be successful. Good luck. Go ahead. You can make it, all of you. Thank you very much. What's next?
Can I say something? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I forgot. You can have a question. Yeah. Go ahead.
Only 2-3 questions, not more.
Question. It's a gift. Hi, my name is Annie. We have a gift for you. I'm so sorry. We are from Project Dream Village, and our first village we selected. We are going to give second birth of villages in Armenia, and second village we choose it's Drachtik, means paradise. So we have passport of paradise, and it's for you. We are waiting there for you, and we have a stamp visa which will say that you have been in paradise at your lifetime. So we are waiting at Drachtik.
Well, I agree with you. I am in paradise, and I'm in paradise today. So tell me, what better can be for someone of my life and age than to be surrounded by so many young, happy faces? What sort of paradise you could dream? A sort of a garden, boring, apples on the trees, yes? Adam and Eve, that story. It's a beautiful story, but at the end of the day, this is the paradise. And Armenia is a paradise.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It looks like that to you agree, guys. Also those who are from Georgia, which is paradise as well. Also those guys who are from Iran as well. This planet is a paradise. I think pretty soon we will realize that this planet is too small, and we have to be basically behaving well in order not to destroy it and to make a home for everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. We have so many more hands now.
Questions.
Questions. I was going for the questions. I'll give the microphone. They have designated. Okay.
Always wanted to say this phrase.
What's your name?
My name is Ashad. Thank you, Mr. President. That's the phrase I wanted to say. I'm sorry, the question will be more regarding tech development, as we are surrounded by startups. So during one of the brainstorms, there was an offer of Armenia having a CTO, someone dedicated solely to tech development of the country, and who will be maintaining the transition to the digital economy, etc. I would like to hear your opinion on that. Thank you.
Well, a country like Armenia could be regarded, or you can think how to run the country. You can put that on a corporate base to have a chairman of the company, because probably president is the chairman of the board. You can have the CEO, executive CEO is the prime minister, an executive board which is the government. And if we are thinking of having a country which is high-tech, focused, probably it's a good idea. But it's not written in the constitution. So I get your offer as something to add to the next constitution. Thank you for the offer. Maybe not one CEO, maybe not one CTO or CIO, maybe several of them, and maybe a lot of them. And maybe instead of having one CTO, we can have all of you as the CTOs of Armenia.
Mr. President, good evening. I'm Sydney from Sydney. The other side. I'm just going to say that's their turn.
I know that you have a lot of experience in. My name is Flora. I'm from Yerevan. Yeah. And I know that you have a lot of experience in managing management and in consulting. What will you advise us? 3 main points that you want to say to us.
Thank you for the question. It's a journalistic trick. What are the 3 main things that you can do? Can you imagine there is one, not 3, but 1 or 10 advices that you can give that will make someone successful? I don't think. Then everybody on this planet will have 7-8 billion successful people. Then who is going to work? So I think that there's only one. Believe in yourself, work hard, and I think whatever education, be that at school, kindergarten, school, university, or very, very important, moral education at home. That's exactly what your parents, whatever your parents had taught you, 3 things, 5 things, 100 things, are the right things to take with you with your life. So the best advice to you will be not advice from me, but from your parents. Because family values matter for you, for your family, for your country, for everybody.
I've got the mic. Good evening, Mr. President. My name is Sydney. I'm from Sydney, also known as Sydney Minasian, Baradzes, Hayam. Yeah, 2 questions. 1 question. As I go back to Australia and talk to our diasporan colleagues, Armenian diasporan colleagues, and as I travel the world with my business ventures, what's the message that we should be giving about Armenia today?
Well, Armenia is new and young, and it's a country for the next generation of young Armenians worldwide. Armenia is a small country, but a global nation for everybody.
Yes! All right, now which side would you prefer? Okay, hands on this side. I see one right behind the camera. Yeah, but then I'm becoming useless. It's okay, for a while.
My name is Moses, and my question is how to become a president.
Where are you, Moses, from?
I'm from Vanadro, Armenia, but I've been living outside for 4 years. I'm just studying.
It's pretty simple. You go to school number 114 in Yerevan. You go to physics department of State University. Then you become professor at Cambridge University. Then you become Armenia's first ambassador abroad. Then prime minister, then a free man, then one day president. Is that a good map?
And yeah, we have one question from here.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the last question.
Very lucky, thank you. My name is Khachatur. I'm actually from the American University of Armenia. So I was there when you gave your talk right before you were becoming the president. And I remember you talked about the issues you saw in Armenia, and you talked about the solutions that could have been implemented. I was also there from April 13th, when the revolution started happening. So my question is this: if you could go back and reevaluate what you told us at the American University of Armenia, which issues do you think have been solved, and which issues have been added to your list that need to be solved, and maybe how could they be solved? Thank you.
Well, the least. Where's that list? Well, we have, I think all of us would know there are many issues, there are many problems, but I think this country has resolved one issue, that whenever you walk the streets of Yerevan, whenever you walk in Moscow and meet Armenians, especially young ones in Moscow, in Los Angeles, New York, Paris, there's one big change. They are all optimistic. There is huge energy. So the challenge is today to channel this positive energy towards make our dream, the virtual great Armenia, a reality. That's it.
Can we show the energy now here? Yes! Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. With this, we will sum up. Thank you. And we will meet at the stage very soon. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Woo!
But I'll pay.
Հետ եկեք էլի ժողովուրդ, մի քիչ հետ։
Dilan.
All right. Okay, let's see. Are we ready to start this? Doesn't sound ready. Are we ready to start? That's better.
Nice. All right, first of all, good evening for everyone and to all the startuppers. Startuppers, I can't hear you. Startuppers, hello! Yeah, that's the way we do it. Let me tell you one thing as always. That been one amazing week that we had. Now, as per Mr. President, good evening by the way. My name is Bassam and I come all the way next to you from Lebanon. Kifak. Alo Zala. So, first of all, let me tell you, it's an honor for me to come to your lovely country of Armenia. And it's a big honor that I got to be invited from the gentleman next to you, Mr. Hakob, to come and to live that experience in Armenia. So, Shapoba, thank you very much for letting me come to Armenia and be part of this amazing family. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
For that, of course, I'm gonna give it back to you right now, Sergey.
All right. Well, this is the closing. This is the last day. I know we're all getting a little emotional, but that's okay. We're going to hold the tears till the president leaves. Then we'll do the crying and everything. Okay, so this has been an incredible week full of startup presentations, pitches, and so saturated with everybody, with energy, and people sharing their experiences, ideas, and you know, at first being very shy about sharing their ideas because, oh my God, I have the best idea in the world. What if I share and this guy will go and, you know, implement my idea? So in the beginning, everybody was talking like this. Okay, I have this idea. Now at the end today, everybody was trying to find, okay, I have this idea. Come here, 10 more people. I want to share with you. They were all full of open-mindedness. But before we go further into the closing ceremony, we're going to recognize everyone who participated and contributed to this amazing event. But for the opening of the closing ceremony, I would like to ask Mr. President to make an opening remark. And although we have had a chance, the privilege to ask you questions, you know, once we capture President here, it's very hard to let him go without making him, you know, suffer more in our hands. Okay, so we're going to have the most memorable closing ceremony of my lifetime. So please welcome Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bassam. I would say that 3 months ago, or 4 months ago, I was in Lebanon. Very nice. Met some of my former colleagues, former prime ministers, and enjoyed the beautiful scene of the sea and wonderful food, hospitality. Looking forward. Tell your friends that Armenia is as beautiful, or maybe a bit more, than Lebanon. Lebanon has been homeland for many Armenians, especially after the genocide. So we love Lebanon. Come to Armenia. Dear friends, it's a great honor to be here, and I feel myself a little bit as a rock star. I'm looking forward to who is going to play, and I just said to the organizers of this great event that it reminds me something that your generation probably don't know. That event was called Woodstock Rock Festival. Does anybody know what does that mean? I mean, if you go back to our generation, unfortunately then we didn't have iPhones, laptops, worldwide internet, Wi-Fi, WiMAX, nothing. Great source of information was connected with music. Your connection to the entire world, to the Western world, were through names like Beatles, Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, Aretha Franklin, and so on. So Woodstock was a place in the United States where all the rock stars used to come, and hundreds of thousands of people were coming to be a part of this great event. 21st century. It's the time of startups, ideas, apps. This is a different generation. And I hope that this place will become worldwide known as the Startup Woodstock. You should have much more, thousands of them coming to Armenia to be a part of the international culture of creating, being a part of great things, innovative IT, innovative ideas, be a part of 21st century. And I would like to make a small contribution to that. Here I am announcing that among the prizes that you will guys get here, there'll be a new one, presidential one, and I will personally choose that among 130. 2 heads of startup will travel to United States, to Silicon Valley, And I will personally pay for that and organize for you guys to meet venture capital companies. So the prize will be announced with a little bit of a delay. And I just got, because this is 21st century, and I just got a text from my son, who is one of the leaders in cybersecurity. He has a company, worldwide company, and he said, "Dad, I'd like to announce that next year I'll be one of the sponsors of the next event." So you have another sponsor. So thank you for coming to Armenia, and thank you to all of your Armenian friends of hosting you here. I'm happy that Armenians who are in this business have now worldwide friends from Iran, Georgia, Sydney, Los Angeles, you name it, Brazil. And I would like to congratulate those who had this dream and idea to have this event. In fact, I would say we will have 2 prizes. One for the startup among 130, and I'll give another special prize to the organizers, because they deserve a special prize of coming with an idea of this startup who has been proving today, yesterday, that it is a success. See you next year. Come to Armenia again and again.
Thank you so much. Let's give another round of applause. Did you hear what just been said? I mean, this is overwhelming. So we got new good things happening with startups in Armenia and people going, and okay, this is really overwhelming, and I promise we will torture you no more, Mr. President. So campfire this, and now you can peacefully enjoy the rest of the evening, and we carry on. So let's recall what is Seväan Startup Summit about. It all started in March 2016, when a group of enthusiastic, initiative young people who had previously succeeded in their startups decided to create a platform where other young entrepreneurs and startuppers could present their ideas and grow their ideas into businesses. And so they set up this startup. Then, following that, a foundation, Seaside Startup Summit, was created, which would create ecosystem for startuppers from around South Caucasus to benefit from that in the area. And then Granatus Ventures came along and boosted startup to the next level, making it a more global, international venture, should I say, and it started being called already Seaside Startup Summit, which already went to India, it went to the Emirates, United Arab Emirates, and now back here. So now it's expanding. By the way, the word expanding was one of the most frequently used words. Did you realize that every single startup eventually says we're going to expand, which is a pretty cool idea, I think. Also, Seväan Startup Summit 2018 is supported by the European Union through its EU for Business Support to SME Development in Armenia project, co-founded by Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development and implemented by German Development Corporation, GIZ, through the Private Sector Development in South Caucasus program. Thank you all. Thank you. And now I give the floor to the founder of Startup Summit and co-founder of the Seaside Startup Summit, Mr. Hakop Hakopian.
Mr. Hakop.
Please welcome. Next year, trust me, I'm gonna build stairs right here, okay, to make everybody's life much easier.
Hello everybody. You know, back to 2016, as I told already today, it was we were talking about with my friends, with the team, discussing whether this type of event can have a success, whether people will have an interest towards this kind of event. Yeah, we had so many doubts. And now standing here and looking to all of you, I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you, Mr. President. You made this day very, very special. And all the help that we get from all the sponsors and all the supporters of this event. Thank you for everybody. I want to mention that startup world must know about Armenia because we are really creators, and we hope that Seaside Startup Summit will become worldwide concept. And of course, those my friends who had these doubts that maybe when we will go to United Arab Emirates, United States, different other countries with better startup ecosystem, maybe would see more potential there and stay there. I want to promise all of you that definitely we will not stay in any place because this is our motherland, and wherever we go we will bring with us the bright minds to Sevan, and Sevan will become a kind of Silicon Lake, a place, a center where everybody from all over the world will gather, as our president said, as a big festival of startups. And also, what I want to say, we started from Sēvān Startup Summit with a hope that one day it will become Seaside Startup Summit. And I have another dream that one day we will have Seaside Startup Summit in Armenia. You understand what I mean? And of course, why not? About thinking big, SSS can be also a space startup summit. Why not? Thank you everybody for coming. It's a great pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, while we're getting promises, can we also get a promise from the president to bring Paul McCartney here sometime next year? We have connections, people expect things like that. No? Okay, think about it. Think about it.
What about Peter Gabriel?
Even better, Peter Gabriel, okay. Okay. Oh, Sting, yes. I think it's getting better and better. Okay, this night is getting better and better.
Metallica.
Don't push it. Don't push it.
We play, by the way. We can play music. That's okay. If you want, we can rock it right now. You want to rock?
Of course.
I'm seeing this and I'm like, oh, I want to play drums, man, right now. Anyways, for the meantime, thank you, Mr. Hakov, for this. And for the meantime, right now, please welcome on stage the co-founder and managing partner of Granatus Venture,
Manuk Herganyan. Seriously, I'm gonna build stairs right here. It's gonna be my startup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or let's get some of the starters, like, you know, like carrying people.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking, guys. Come on. All right, there he is.
Okay, here we go.
I want to pair and Yervan join me, my co-founders. I think every person has dream or dreams, but I think what differentiates entrepreneurs from others and successful entrepreneurs that at some point of time they take a leap of faith and they make a bold decision and bold action. 4 years ago, we decided to create the first venture capital fund in Armenia. At the time when we made that decision, there was no ecosystem. There were just a few startups. There was an IT system that was transforming from being a destination for outsourcing to starting new products. And 4 years later, we joined the startup foundation that started this event on the Lake of Sēvān to take it to the next level, which is to make it an international venture, to make Armenia a center for technological entrepreneurship. As part of that, we did event in 2 other countries, and we plan to roll out this event throughout many, many countries in our region and beyond. But not only that, as part of this initiative, we will be creating the first investment-based accelerator in Armenia. But that will be linked to global ecosystems. So regional startups will come to Armenia to launch their startups and to capture global markets. This is one of the elements of the startup platform we are creating together. That will also have another component, that will be a media component. So this is a very comprehensive platform that we are creating to make Armenia one of the centers of tech ecosystem regionally. And I want to make an important announcement. This year we experimented with what we call the micro acceleration program called Booster. And as part of that, we also made a commitment to make investment as Seaside Startup Holdings. We identified a number of startups that would qualify for that investment, and we already believe that more than $100,000 will be invested as part of that commitment. And we want to make sure that this investment will happen. So let me give a floor to Pierre, which will announce a few other initiatives that will materialize in the future.
Thanks, Manu. So this obviously cannot happen without all of you, and we're happy to announce that your participation going forward is absolutely very important. So we're putting together an international advisory board to help drive the growth of the Sēvān Startup Summit into a global phenomenon. We're going to create an alumni network where each of you can participate and make sure that those bonds that you've created here will be everlasting, and a network of mentors and investors. Those are the three key components, and we look forward to announcing those shortly and welcoming your participation, because this is not just a one-time phenomenon, but we got to keep this fire burning. On that note, I want to pass it to my partner Yervant, who's going to tell us a little bit more about what we saw at this event about the accelerators.
Yeah, I'd like to tell about the boosters. So we had 2 accelerator trucks during this event. It was the first time that we decided to test the acceleration. So it's a mini 5-day acceleration. We called it Booster. So we selected 18 companies into those trucks, and we had amazing mentors and facilitators. Taklo from Hong Kong, he has left, but I'd like to say very, very deep thanks for his commitment to make this as a success. And Katie, you are somewhere here, I'm sure. Hey! I'd like to say thanks to Katie as well. She's from New Zealand. She lives in London, but she has this New Zealand drive. So she has pushed the startups to their limits to become much better and much stronger. So, and last but not least, I'd like to say thank you to all the startups, Booster and Starter as well. Thanks for your participation. Thanks for your effort. It was an amazing job, amazing improvement. We could see it through the 5-6 days that you were here. The pitches. There was Professor Eli Talmor here. He's a leading professor in private equity and venture capital. So he has compared the pitches here with the pitches that he sees in New York, in London, in Portugal, and it's on par. So big congratulations. And I'm going to call Booster 1. Woo! And Booster 2. Congratulations.
So here's our final call. Become a part of this exciting movement, from the President of Armenia to all of the startups, advisors, mentors, and investors. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
All right, next on the list, we would like to represent, and of course, to get on stage, if you don't mind, please welcome the representative of EU for Business, Eva Maria Naher.
And while we have a moment, I just want to remind about day one. Remember day one? It was raining dramatically, heavily, cats and dogs, one might say. And even under those circumstances, EU representative came here under the rain and spoke. So, you know, marathon to you.
Thank you. Hi, Sevan Startup Summit 2018. So it's an honor for me to be here, and I appreciate that it's better weather than on Sunday, so no rain today. And I was here actually 1 year ago, and we supported the last Startup Summit also, and I have to congratulate all those who had been involved with making this year again possible, and it improved really significantly from last year, and I hear that it has been an amazing week for all of you again, and what happened during this year, Sevan went global, and there's even way more to come. So I think this is really an exciting journey. And as it was mentioned, our program is called EU for Business. So what we try to do is promote business. And we see so great teams here in Armenia, and this makes me looking very happily into the future, because I think that there's really a great future for Armenia with these great startups. And this is also why we, from the EU for Business project, we decided this year to support the Startup Summit in particular with mentorship. And I would like to use this occasion to thank those mentors who have spent this 1 week with the teams, who have done really a great job, who guided them, who helped them improve, learn, and do great things. And this is just one step, so there is going to be great new opportunities, and I hope that you all enjoyed this as we did. I hear that all the mentors are quite tired now, need a bit of sleep, and but I think it was really very successful. Thanks to all of you, and all the best for your future endeavors. So, and then with that to Sevan Startup Summit 2019. Thanks again, and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us and supporting us. And now, you know how to tell that some initiative is really good? It's when sponsors start caring about a project and initiative. And Startup Summit has such caring sponsors.
So for that, we'd like to welcome on stage the Special Projects Development Officer of Converse Bank,
Stepan Arzumanyan. And Mr. Arzumanyan will speak in Armenian, so please make friends with Armenian-speaking people around you. You have a lot of friends by now, so stand closer to them. It's like team building activity also.
Ողջույն բոլորին։ Ինչպես գիտեք, Converse Bank-ը հանդիսացել է Սամմիթի գլխավոր հովանավորը եւ աշխատանքի բերումով այս օրերին գտնվել եմ ճամբարում։ Ցանկանում եմ նշեմ, որ մեծ բավականություն եմ ստացել գտնվելով այստեղ, ծանոթացել շատ մարդկանց հետ, ովքեր ողջավորված ներկայացնում էին իրենց գաղափարները։ Անկախ նրանից, թե այսօր ով մրցանակի կարժանանա, ցանկանում եմ, որ ցանկացած մտահղացում, որ եկել է այստեղ կամ ծնվել է այստեղ, կյանքի կոչվի, որովհետև դա լուծում է այսօրվա մեր այս կամ այն խնդիրը։ Մաղթում եմ բոլորին հաջողություն իրենց հետագա կյանքում եւ մաղթում եմ կազմակերպիչներին այս սամիթի, որ նորանոր նոր պրոյեկտներ ձևավորեն, որովհետև սա կարելի է համարել հաջողված։ Շնորհակալություն։
Իմրամին է, ես չեմ կազմակերպիչը, բայց մի պար լավ զգացի որպես նայեց, շնորհակալություն, էլի կանենք, կանենք, քանի դուք մեր հետ եք, կանենք։ Okay. So we're moving forward, and our next sponsor is
from Beeline. Please welcome the head of PR,
Naira Nazarian. Another useful information for this pause. Did you know that lunar eclipse was happening yesterday? Plus, Mars came close to Earth like never before in 25,000 years. Which is a lot of time.
Other than 25 of Armenia.
Plus, yes. I don't remember that part. See, that's why I skipped it. Now you had to put me in the spotlight. Do you say that if you remember that? Okay, well, here is Naira Nazaran. There you go.
Good evening. How are you? I'm sure that you are wonderful. I also came, I can say just now, from Barcelona in order to participate in closing ceremony. And I would like to tell very short about our social responsibility, that is to support in development of Armenia ecosystem. That's why we are supporting such great event. It's already second year that Beeline Armenia is general supporter of Sevan Startup Summit. And the main message is let's make Armenia great again. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's a pretty interesting statement. Let's
make Armenia.
Yeah, or keep it great, even make it even greater. We'll see. So our next sponsor is
the co-founder of Ellipse GA,
Alexandre Zakarian.
Yalla.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Zakarian will also speak in Armenian, his native language. So please be armed with Armenian friends around you.
Hello everyone. I'm sorry for speaking Armenian. Սա մեր առաջին փորձն էր համագործակցության Սեւան Ստարտափի հետ։ Ես կարծում եմ, որ շատ հաջող փորձ էր։ Մյուս տարի արդեն համոզված ենք, որ կունենանք շատ ավելի մեծ արդյունք, որտեղ այս տարի մի քիչ առաջինն էր շատ շտապում էինք, բայց մյուս տարի Ellipse-ը ավելի շատ կհագեցնի տեխնիկական միջոցներով, ինֆորմացիոն համակարգերով եւ ես կարծում եմ, որ արդեն Ellipse-ը միշտ կլինի Սեւան Ստարտափի կողքին։ Շնորհակալություն։
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And by the way, have you seen the traffic lights in Yerevan? Those cute, awesome traffic lights? It's this guy. Especially thanks for Khachaturian Vagarshan traffic lights. I always pass by there and I think about you every time. Thank you.
That's great. You know, I was, when I came to Yerevan on the 19th, every day I was just walking around the whole city. And those traffic lights are just amazing. Is that the ones you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Once it's red and then there's a timer.
Yeah, and then suddenly they're green, you know?
And with the best part that I love is like I just go where there's too much of crowd to cross the street, and when it's green I just walk with them. Don't ask me why, but I just feel like I'm around family.
With the traffic lights?
No, with the people around.
Oh, okay, because I thought you really got close with the traffic lights.
I just want to feel home.
Okay, well, now I get it. Okay.
Thank you.
We have another sponsor.
Another sponsor, I would like to say a big thank you from the behalf of us, from the seaside, and all the startuppers, because some of them came to me and they told me, Bassam, please, if possible, you and Sergey, once you're up on stage, can you say a big thank you for the guys who are working backstage in front of the stage, basically inside Karas. Thank you, Karas, by the way. I'm sorry, man. We're sorry about all the hard time that you got from us and the pressure. We understand how it is, and we got all these guys right here, right there, doing and ordering, and you did really great serving everyone, and it ended up with a smile, by the way.
It's true.
So,
it is true.
For that, please, let's welcome the regional manager of Karas,
Vano Padanyan. I'm trying to pronounce as impressive and long as I can to give time.
Badanyan.
Mr. Badanyan in the house. I can bring another, aerospace related fact.
Did you know that Jupiter is 25 million years younger than any other planet ever detected on the solar map?
Where's Pierre?
Now, this may not be true because I made it up, but what a fun fact that would be, huh? Okay, well...
He's making sandwiches right now.
Like, fake facts have a limit. I can't keep making up fake facts forever.
Vano?
I can speak on behalf of him, I guess, because...
Khalas, we'll speak on his behalf. We had good sandwiches, thank you very much. We opened the cafeteria, yes, we serve you. You can go, you can eat, you can check us online, www.vano.com, karas.com.
Yes, and it was a pleasure feeding you guys, you know. Seeing your happy faces is what puts a smile on our faces.
And for the first time in my life, by the way, I tried, what's the name of the sandwich? Kakashino, Kakashino?
You don't want to say the first one. Chash. No, not Kakashino, that's for sure, okay? Definitely not that.
There's a KH somewhere.
Chash.
No, not Chash. Chachapuri. Thank you, Pierre. Chachapuri. There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you hadn't tried Khachapuri. Well, you know, there is another country that is doing pretty good Khachapuris in Georgia. Here we are. Georgia is in the house. Please hail for Khachapuri.
Regardless, I was in Georgia 3 weeks ago before I come to Armenia. I just had shawarma.
You gotta show him a jar.
Just shawarma in Georgia, but right here. No. I love Hachapuri here in Armenia now. Exclusive. I'm sorry. Not because Mr. President is here and everyone is here. No. I really love it. Maybe because I just tried it the first time. It's okay.
Okay, well, we'll show him all Khachapuris.
Tayyip.
Oh my God. No, we have some major speakers, keynote speakers, whom we'd like to invite here. And the first one is...
the founder of Sales, Native, and Contexty. Please welcome... Sydney from Sydney.
Sydney from Sydney. Sydney Minasian, whom we have met at the campfire. And by the way, it was I think 175th time for the past week that he had to introduce himself, Sydney from Sydney. And it never gets old. So please welcome one and only Sydney from Sydney.
Thank you. What am I doing? Okay, so good evening everyone. Mr. President, thank you for being here. What amazing support. From the Armenian government. You can hear me?
Well, we can, but they can't, no.
You can hear me now? Yes. Great. So thank you for being here. So what a pleasure to be invited here from the Granadas Ventures guys, from Hagop and Tiran, the founders. It's been a wonderful event. You know, I've done a lot of events around the world, both in the tech space, with the large vendors such as Cisco and Telstra and Microsoft, as well as various startup incubators across Asia and Australia. And I must say this is truly unique, not because I'm Armenian and proud to be in my motherland, but I actually did a Facebook post today. I said, humans are multidimensional, and when you mix play and work, and you engage the mind, the body and the soul, magic happens. And I think we've all seen magic happen at this event. There's been a lot of great connections that have been made. I've heard of startups getting part of their funding secured. I've had investors talk to me saying they're looking to have second round meetings next week with a number of startups. And certainly as a speaker and a mentor, I've made a lot of connections and a lot of friendships that I'm going to be carrying and cherishing forever. So I congratulate all the participants. I thank all the people that have contributed to this event. To these great guys, they've done a great, energetic leading of all the sessions. And this is not the end. So whether you win or you don't win today, you've actually won because you've had this experience and you'll be carrying this forward. I congratulate you all and thank you for being here. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Sydney. And in the meanwhile, remember Karas, we were talking about the food and Karas. Well, guess what? Vano Badanyan is here joining us to take credit for all the awesome things we were saying on behalf of his company. Oh, he's speaking Armenian, by the way.
Ուրեմն հետևելով ստարտափի վերջին 3 տարվա ընթացքում հասած հաջողություններին, մենք հավատում ենք, որ ստարտափը մեծ նշանակություն կունենա մեր Հայաստանի Հանրապետության հետագա տնտեսական զարգացման վրա։ Մենք կարած թիմով փորձեցինք այս ճամբարային պայմաններում այնպես անել, որպեսզի բոլոր ստարտափերներին կարողանանք ապավել համեղ եւ որակյալ սնունդ, փորձելով նպաստել նրանց արդյունավետ աշխատանքին։ Շնորհակալություն բոլորին։
Thank you very much. Basically exactly the same thing as we were saying on your behalf, but thank you very much. Now, before we announce the next guest, I'm not going to say who it is, but I'd like to ask Mr. Orujan to come closer to the backstage. Maybe it's going to be you. So, coming back to our sponsors, CEO of FAST Foundation for Science and Technology, they're also supporting this startup summit. So, give it up to Ahmed Orujan.
Yeah, and he's even one of our keynote speakers, by the way.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President. Pleasure to see you. Jakob, thanks for giving us this opportunity to become a sponsor and a knowledge partner with you. This is our first one, not because we didn't want to support the last one. We didn't exist last year. So this is a great privilege to be amongst you, to see what you're doing, to have met many of you startuppers, you know, from Armenia, Georgia, Iran, Russia, from many places, from India and what have you. You think you learn from us, we learn from you as well. Your energy, what you bring here, the knowledge place, because of the platform that has been created as the Sevan Startup Summit, has been incredible. You know, in the West you have Burning Man, in the North you have Slash, now in South Caucasus we have Sevan Startup. Jakob, particularly you, I want to congratulate for building a platform with your team. This is really incredible. Mind you, 5 of your teams we're going to later on the stage invite to join our Angels Network to pitch for actual money. So that will be known a little bit. You know, Foundation for Armenian Science and Technology, a new entity, but we are doing a lot to support startups and entrepreneurs. We have 3 startup studios actually planned to be launched later this year. 1 is going to be in our offices. And at least 3 of you tonight we're going to invite to join our startup lab free of charge for 4 months, free coaching, free programming, free mentorship, free networking, whatever it is we can do, we're going to be offering you. So thanks for being here, Jakob. Thanks for having us here, Mr. President. Also, thanks for being here. It's been a privilege and hope to return next year. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 second, Jakob, please.
So I want to once again say thank you to Mr. President, and he is a very busy, you can imagine. We will see him off and we will continue. You stay here, please. The show is going on. Thank you, Mr. President, once again. Thank you. Big applause to Mr. President.
Thank you, Jakob, and thank you, Mr. President. Please enjoy your journey, and thank you for the nice words about Lebanon, by the way, and for all the countries that you mentioned earlier on the camp.
I was looking for this microphone. Well, guess where it was.
All right, now we have a pause. You know, the best way to use a pause is, have you heard of Facebook? Yeah, you go to your phone, you start browsing things and your friends, checking out some likes and ha-has, hearts. This is a great chance to ha-ha or heart some of your good friends here photos. Heart them away. And in the meanwhile, Bassam is going to ruin the drums. I'm pretty sure it's the first time in life he's doing this, but it's going pretty good. Awesome! Woo! MC Bassam! Well, I thought you were kidding. What else do we not know about you? Well, I think it's like 15. So, Max Hatak. I said the same, just to be incorrect approach, but I'm going to start from the very beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage one of our course participants, partner at Curator Ventures.
It's Serfin's school, I guess.
Because I said in the beginning, there was more time, and he's always here. Or we can go another style and introduce.
Stay tuned, stay Kartak you're working to it.
Yes, I'm fine.
Oh, see you. I shall see you. Basma. Neresi basma здесь? Ջրաջարներս հետ օգոստոսի վերջին անպայման եկի շարունակենք
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Indian partner, Mr. Anthony Migara.